morning, Ross. My name is Hailee Holloman. I'm the team lead over here at Real Estate Nexus. Today, our weekly topic is how to master speed to lead in real estate. And we've got Ross Patterson here with us. So I'm going to let him go ahead and introduce himself. Ross, tell us a little bit about you.
Hey, Ellie, it's great to be here. I've been in real estate now for over 20 years. I've been part of many different programs on mastering calling people and talking to people, and yeah,
with 20 years experience, I'm sure you've seen the ins and outs of buyers, sellers, and the entire industry.
Absolutely. It's been a crazy run, but it's been very fun.
Oh, I can only imagine. It's one of my dreams to eventually be licensed someday, but I love my job a little bit too much. So to go ahead and get into things. So as you know, and I know, every real estate agent knows the faster that you make contact with a lead, the faster and the more likely you are to convert that lead down the road. So 67% of buyers spoke with one agent during their entire search. So with that kind of competition, agents really don't have that time to be waiting around, and your competition will just snatch that up right from underneath of you. And at the same time, buyers and sellers, they're addicted to their phones. We're using internet to research everything. So that means, you've got to strike when the iron is hot. So if you're able to call or text a prospective lead, you're more likely to get into contact with them. So Ross, tell me a little bit about your speed to lead process and, how it's grown and changed, especially with the platforms you use.
So I have multiple different platforms that I have. One, I do have a concierge that calls, and so they call I get like 4 hours, I think 4 or 5 hours a day for them to call. And so they will be refreshing on anything that comes in, they will be making the phone call right off the bat. And then I also have my own system that when I see it come in, as far as a text message come in, I always make that phone call too as well and get on as fast as I possibly can. And then I also shoot them a text message and also a video. So there's multiple aspects that we use to engage these people, and between text, calling, video messaging, and then my concierge one that also calls too as well, we usually can make that contact pretty fast.
Awesome. So Ross, it really does sound like you understand the importance of speed to lead. So we're going to take a look at exactly how that works and how to master the speed to lead process and why it should be a priority in your business. So the digital demand. NAR actually reported that 97% of home buyers found their homes using the internet. So that means they're looking for information about markets, neighborhoods, the current value of their home, and all those details that will allow them to move forward and prepare that right there on the internet on their phones. So you could say that we have a whole demographic of buyers and sellers up and coming that are addicted to Facebook, TikTok, YouTube. So tell me a little bit about the importance on, staying current on social media and how that's helped your business, Ross.
So that's one thing that I do struggle with a little bit, is staying current on social media. I do my best I possibly can, but that is something that is definitely, people are always looking at that, and I'm always trying to improve it. I do videos. I try and do at least a video a week on it. I try and get on there and make posts and to see let people know that I'm a normal person and that they want to communicate with me and want to talk to me. So that's a difficult one for me. I really struggle with that, but I'm still trying to grasp that one and pull it into my whole market.
Oh, Well, it's good to hear that at least, hey, identifying that area that we need to work on is the first step, Ross. And that we're always here to help you with that as well.
Absolutely.
So, and this statistic actually shocked me as well. 80% of millennials, as well as 68% of Gen Xers, have relied exclusively on their cell phones when we're researching homes. I expected that for our millennials, but when I saw that even the older generations, they're also falling right into that groove where if your phone is right in your hand, it's your best buddy. So it's very important to be there on those phone screens. And then we also had a client of ours, Mike Constantine, a Florida-based agent of 8 years experience under his belt, said if you don't respond within the first 2 to 3 minutes of getting any lead, you're just not going to get into contact with the customer. And it's because there's so many agents out there also trying to get in front of that lead as fast as possible. So it's no surprise that, you're 5 times more likely to make contact with a lead if the outreach is done within the first 5 minutes. If you wait that hour, if you wait that long time, you're going to have a competition go and sweep that out from underneath of you. Ross, do you have any stories where, that may or may not have happened to you before? I know every agent does.
Absolutely, Hailee. I had one just the other day, actually, where I have in my quiver, I have a lot of different arrows as far as what I use to engage people and to get them to say yes to me. One of them is reverse mortgage, and that is in this market. It's a huge arrow that you never want to break that arrow because it's absolutely phenomenal. But I had one just the other day that they texted me back, and I didn't know them from Adam. I didn't know who. It was all text messages, and that's one of the problems with this market is we do get the text messages a lot, and we don't know who they are. We just have possibly a name. We don't know their age. We don't know what they're really looking for. And they shot me back a text because I was texting them back and forth. And
hey, that's fair. I'm not trying to early on production or anything.
I would love to, but the market's
just trying to,
the interest rates are too high. And I'm like, okay, I'll just kind of watch this one. And when the interest rates start dropping a little bit, I'll contact them.
But basically what I
contacted them the other day. It was only like maybe 2 or 3 days later after they sent me that text because the rates just fell.
Maintaining that.
And so I contacted them.
And so what we do is we host live daily and mastermind calls with top coaches and CEOs.
Taken that one and ran with it with the reverse mortgage, and they were already under contract with the reverse mortgage.
To actually capitalize off the way.
And I totally missed out on
active teams.
And that always hurts when you're like, man, I just could have gotten that guy. Should have called him.
It should have. You should have all over yourself, and that's not cool.
Hindsight's always 20/20. But hey,
Amen.
everybody in the industry has a story quite like that. So it's really why that speed to lead as well as follow-up is so important in this industry.
Amen.
Customized follow-up campaigns.
And moving on to tools for success. So really mastering that speed to lead. What tools do we have at our disposal? If you are unable to consistently reach out to your new leads within that 5-minute time frame, you could consider, looking at really where your leads are coming from. How quickly can we respond to those new leads currently? When can you immediately respond to a new lead to really establish that contact? And do you have a follow-up process in place to stay in touch? Quite like Ross just shared with us. Hey, I was texting him back and forth, and then I didn't reach out, and some other agent swooped right in. So what kind of automated things can we put into place that would help with that speed to lead as well as that follow-up? So really, once you have all of that information, are you taking track of those essential KPIs? Ross, how do you keep track of your KPIs and keep yourself on track?
Over some visuals, kind of show you how.
So I have a couple different CRMs that I use. I use Lions Desk and Follow Up Boss. Both of them are ones that I use to keep track of them and keep in touch with them as much as I possibly can. I also have artificial intelligence that I use, an AI system that calls and texts them and keeps texting them until they say no. Even when they say stop with a text, it's still good to follow up with a phone call too as well. Find out why they said stop. Find out why they, I mean, just because they said stop here doesn't mean they didn't say stop calling me or anything else. You can still make that phone call, or even shooting them a video
everybody's a little
on
bit different.
what the market's doing and how they can take advantage of the situation, because every market has a point where you can take advantage of it.
So yeah, I got your
And even in
your name at Gmail.
buyer's market, high interest rates, you can definitely take advantage because you can reduce
some credibility
cost of the home like crazy. You're not fighting for the property. It's an opportunity to really take advantage of it. So every market has a place that we can take advantage. You just have to let those people know that there's a spot that they can take advantage of. You just have to confirm for that spot. So that's kind of my set on it.
I love that. And I love that, hey, even though they hit stop here, doesn't mean don't call them. That is great advice for any agent out there. It could still be a amazing lead that just, hey, they're just, I don't want that text message anymore. So great advice in there in that story. So that does lead me right into it. Automation is key. A system quite like Rent 360. And Ross, how long have you been with us now?
Right. Well, I appreciate the time. Give me have a good day.
Shoot, it's probably been almost, yeah, it's been over a year now.
Yeah, I was thinking it was a couple of years, a little less.
Yeah.
So Ross, you do have that link to our automation system. You've also got our automated follow-up. So a system quite like Rent 360s can really help you follow up and put those follow-up plans on autopilot. So the very second a lead comes into your database, an automated response is triggered. This can be whenever you want. You know, it can be a text, an email, voicemail drop, a video message. And those video texts are going to be the best and get you the best response rate. It really allows a prospect to see your face, hear your voice, and, you know, it's going to greatly improve the ability to recall whoever they are whenever you need to call them later. And referring back to what we talked about earlier with so many people stuck to those phones, that video text is going to go a long way. So that instant touch is invaluable if you're looking to grow your business. And Ross, I understand that you understand that as well. So share with me a time where, you know, because you got to that lead so quickly, you were able to get that deal. I want to hear a success story.
Oh, right on. So I actually had a geo lead from Ren that came in, and it was actually on, I do believe it was on the 4th of July. And it was in the morning and they wanted to see a house. And I jumped on it. They asked me about a house and I jumped on it, was able to get out there and show them the house and talk to them, converse with them quite a bit about it. Ended up listing their house and selling their house and actually buying another one too as well in the area. And then plus they've given me a couple of referrals too as well. So that one, be honest with you, that one alone paid for over a year of Rent 360 and the whole real estate nexus. It paid for all of that. And I love the geo leads that come in. You get a lot of people telling you off and telling you where to go and everything else. And I just kind of laugh at it. It's kind of funny because it's just their mentality. But underneath that, there's always someone that's looking for a house. There's always someone that you can touch that you can actually start nurturing and bring into it. This one, seriously, within 2 months, 3 months, I think 2 months, I had their house sold and another one purchased with them. And I only showed them a few homes. They knew what they wanted. They were an older couple and it just went boom, 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 just really fast. I was really able to help them out a ton and great people.
Oh, those are my favorite stories. And thank you for sharing that with us, Ross. And I'm sure those people had a wonderful experience with you. You really are an authority in your market. And we love working with you. So I love hearing that. So along with that awesome instant touch, we also here at Rent 360 have many tools at our fingertips. So we can guarantee you that we're going to get you those more commissions, just like Ross talked about just now. And second is going to be that artificial intelligence, Ross, which you also touched on. So that's really there to perform that function that's really focused on the beginning of a conversation. If you are unable to immediately reach out, that AI is going to go ahead and start that conversation for you and then allow you to add that human touch, which everybody wants. And it works best if you do have that 24/7 inside sales agent on your team who's able to get in there and call. So you have a concierge service, Ross, that's able to do that for you for a few hours a day. So that is a great tool to take action in. Of course, inside sales agents, they're going to give you that initial outreach, and they're going to hopefully be on a 24/7 schedule to give you the best results. And leads often come in on weekends. And you just said 4th of July, or was it the 5th of July? You said
it was the 4th. It was the 4th of July.
It was the 4th of July. So during holidays when people are enjoying their families and things like that. But Ross, if you hadn't given that lead, that speed to lead, you wouldn't have gotten all of those deals from it. So what do we do when it's a holiday if we're not in the game as much as Ross Patterson is out there on holidays getting it? So the AI can start the conversation. Your ISAs can give it that human touch. But of course, we all know that hiring an entire team of ISAs can get very expensive, especially having them on a 24/7 loop. So the best thing to do is to go ahead and go with those technology options that are at least going to start that conversation for you. Would you agree, Ross?
Absolutely. The artificial intelligence, to be honest with you. I mean, some people can tell that it is. I've had a couple people call me out on my AI, but 90% of them have absolutely no clue that they're speaking to a bot. And it actually works really well. And it's a text message that comes in, so you see the conversation in real time. And if you need to intervene, you can. You do. It always takes a human touch. It always takes a human touch. I mean, that's the power of real estate, is foot to foot, belly to belly. I mean, that's why real estate agents will never leave. But the AI definitely gives them that opportunity to initiate the call, to initiate that conversation. And then if you're watching it, you may have to just jump in there once in a while and say, hey, and shoot them a text and say, hey, I'll give you a call at this time with that. Ross will give you a call. And I always use third person on it whenever I'm intervening in that. So they think it's coming from the AI too. Hey, Ross will give you a call in 15 minutes. Would that work for you? And see what they say. I mean, just that, but you can be watching it and then you can schedule the call around your time. So it is invaluable. I would never let my AI go. I love it.
Love to hear it. And I'm glad that it's going to work for you. So AI, very important. Personal touch, even more important. And I believe that wholeheartedly. So the bottom line today, and Ross and I have both very well explained it, the bottom line is speed matters. The faster you get to that lead, the more likely you are to convert it into a client. And if you don't have the proper systems in place to really reach out to those new leads, no matter where they're coming from, within that 5-minute time, something needs to change immediately. So Ren 360 really can help. We are an all-in-one marketing solution that provides you text templates, video scripts, automation, and we ensure that you don't ever lose sight of a lead. The edible follow-up plans allow you to keep in touch with your prospects, give them 8 to 12 touches from the very moment they enter your database until you really get that appointment. So you all can start your free trial with Ren 360 if you go to our website, and it will improve your speed to lead immediately. So Ross, I really appreciate you being here with us today. Is there any other stories you'd like to leave us with before we let you go?
Ren 360 has actually really dialed my business in huge. And I can't thank you guys enough for what you've done for me. I mean, just the people I've met with Ren 360 and the people that we've been able to, I have mastermind with Ren 360 now too as well. And the mastermind group is absolutely phenomenal. We've really helped each other, hold each other accountable for what we're doing and how we're working. And it's been taking my business to the next level, which I greatly appreciate.
Awesome. Thank you for being a part of our community, Ross, and we're happy to have you. So I'm going to sign off for today. Goodbye, everybody.
See ya. Have a great day.
Bye, Ron.